3.
All I have for you is a word. Tenet. It'll open the right doors, some of the wrong ones too.
So much like Inception.
Use it carefully.
To do what I do, I need some idea of the threat we face.
As I understand it, we're trying to prevent World War III.
I'm not saying Armageddon yet.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Why is bringing up?
You really want to know?
You can communicate with the future.
Time travel.
No. Inversion.
They made a poetry. You're shooting the bullet. You're catching it.
Well, I've seen too much. Well, we'll try and keep up.
Your duty transcends national interest. This is about survival.
It seems both.
All that fun, but I thought you were going to say nuts.
This is where our rules collide. How would you like to die?
Both.
You chose the wrong profession. What'll happen here?
Hasn't happened yet.
There are people in the future who need us. Who need a Tenet. We need to save them here and now.
It's reversing the flow of time. Doesn't us being here now mean it never happened?
A chill just went down my
The
spine.
crash of a plane. But not from the air. That was just dramatic. Well, how big a plane? That part is a little dramatic. Like, you know, we're familiar with his films, we obviously know his films, but this seems like something different. It seems like this is where he's about to take us for the next 10 to 15 years of filmmaking.
The scale and the epicness of it, that's what just blows me away, to see all those different countries. And for you, I assume you sort of had a world tour in a way. It looks like, I mean, you were in India, Italy, like all these different places. So you really filmed in all those locations, right?
Yeah, we were there from, you know, Tallinn, Estonia to like you got it. So, yeah, I hope so.
Awesome. All right, John David Washington, thanks for joining us. Thanks.
Okay, so we're gonna leave that there for just a moment. I want you to remember this moment here. We're gonna come back to it, but so this video is going to be done in one take because I have a lot to say. This is going to be my deep dive on this new trailer, so you might want to pull up a seat. I hope you brought your lunch or dinner because we're going the fuck in, okay? Because Christopher Nolan is fucking my favorite living director, and oh my god, this just might be his best film yet. So let's go ahead and dive in. I almost don't even know where to start. I do want to start by saying that first off, hold on a second. Seeing this debut on Fortnite, like at first, I'm not gonna lie to you. Because everybody thought that this trailer was gonna drop like in the morning, like around like noon, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, but that didn't happen. And then out of nowhere, hold on a second, out of nowhere, the trailer debuted on Fortnite, which is so next level. Like, God, like, Nolan is a marketing genius, okay? Marketing genius. But anyways, so I recorded the stream. This is my recording of the stream here. And it was just so, like, watching this live was, I mean, granted, it went everywhere else, like seconds after. But seeing, like, this interview, seeing, like, John Washington, like, super stoked, nerding out, it was just incredible. It was incredible. And like I said, we're gonna go back to this in a moment because there's something juicy here at the end that I cannot wait to dissect. But okay, so what's the first thing I wanna talk about here? Give me just a second here. I took some screenshots. Okay, so first off, the plot. Let's just talk about the plot first, okay? Before we even start digging into the trailer, because in the comments section, actually, here I'll show you. So I just now refreshed the page. Hold on a second. So I just now refreshed the page, and look at this, boils. Look at this. This is where. Here, let me refresh it one more time. I just love this kind of thing. It's cool. It makes me geek out. Stuff like this is really cool for, like, looking back on, you know, in the future. This is Central Standard Time. But God damn, that makes me proud. That makes me proud. We're about to cruise to like 3 or 4 million for the goddamn, you know what I'm saying, before we've exceeded 24 hours, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, and I know so because I'm gonna be fucking just watching this like senselessly, but fuck, I forgot where I was gonna go in the conversation, but just seeing that is really cool. That's just awesome. The plot to Tenet, right? So in the comments section, that's why I brought that up. So in the comments section of the latest video here, I saw a comment that just blew my mind. So this was the comment. This is what the plot to Tenet. And by the way, if I mispronounce Tenet, I don't really give a fuck. I don't really give a fuck. But anyways, so this is what I genuinely believe the plot to Tenet is. So this is what they put. They said that they believe that this user thinks that the plot is they invert time in real time while the present is happening along with the future. So there's not, the film is not about time travel, okay? In fact, if you go to the description box, check this out. Well, first off, Robert Pattinson recently verified that he was able to say that there's no time travel in the movie. And then when you look here, this is just simply, you know, that's all this is. But yeah, if you go here, look, let me see here, not time travel, inversion. Holy shit. Which is a, you know, inversion is just a reversal, you know. The condition of being turned inward or inside out. Holy shit. Yeah, so essentially, when time is reversing, in the middle of that time reversing, there are characters that are moving forwards in the present day in real time while everything is rewinding around them. So, like, there's a which picture do I want to go with? Okay, so this picture right here, let me full screen it for you. Hold on. God damn it. Okay, so this picture right here. So he's fighting this guy, and this guy is like shooting bullets past his head, but the bullets are like as he is pulling the trigger and firing bullets, the bullets are like they're in actuality they're being reversed back into the gun. So what I'm trying to say is that this guy is being, his actions are being rewinded in time whilst they are fighting, whilst he is moving forwards in time. Am I confusing anybody yet? So these characters are, let me go back to what that dude said. While characters are moving forwards normally in time, in real time, in the present day, certain sections of reality around them can be inverted backwards in time. That is, bro. I mean, granted, my brain is still breaking, okay? It's almost as if, like, this could truly be the first film, truly so, that where the plot is a optical illusion, you know? Just because you understand the optical illusion, just because it may be simple, that doesn't change the fact that when you look at it, it's still going, or, you know, when you're processing it, you're still going to be breaking your mind whenever. Because it's exposing gaps in your perception. And it's literally a mind fuck in like the truest form. You know, like Inception and certainly like Memento are, you know, they're certainly complicated, but like I think this might be the first time that like Nolan has tried to intentionally lose us in the woods. It's almost as if, like, for the first time, Nolan is considering, like, you know what? I don't want to do any form of hand-holding this time. You know what? Why don't we make a plot so fucking insane that even when you've understood it, it's still bonkers, confusing, and crazy. That is a first, okay? Ordinarily, when you interpret a plot, regardless of how complicated it is, at some point it's like, oh, well, at least I finally understand it, and it's not breaking my mind. This is gonna be one of those movies where, like, it will always break your mind. You know what I mean? Just whether visually or conceptually, or it's just, again, it's like a movie. It's like this is looking like a cinematic version of like a David Blaine style magic trick or optical illusion, which just breaking my mind. Holy shit. Like that fight sequence with the John Washington, like, how's that even work? What? He's fighting someone who that other person is being reversed in time while they're fighting? What? I literally think I just had a brain orgasm. Excuse me. Okay. I'm just gonna move on from that because it's hurting my head. What else is there to just straight geek out about? Okay, this was a part in the trailer where my brain just went bye. This sequence right here. Hold on a second. Okay, this scene right here where John Washington is talking to this woman, and she's like, you know, we're trying to prevent World War III, and he's looking at these objects, and he's like, I'm not seeing Armageddon here, and she's like, no, fuck, I forgot what she said after that, but I forgot how it goes. But anyways, these objects, I think these objects, my theory about these objects, because there's a moment where when John Washington, he's wearing these gloves. Actually, I can actually just, Yeah, so this is John Washington's hand. He's wearing this glove, and then out of nowhere, this object just moves itself to his hand, like becomes magnetized to his hand. But that doesn't make any sense because it just looks like a regular ass fucking glove. And this is this one chick is wearing this glove in the shot as well. So I think that these objects, okay, and more, I think that these artifacts have time reversal properties. I think it may be plausible. I mean, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but my theory is, and I could be wrong, okay, just a theory, but my theory is that these objects, and there's other objects that have the ability to reverse certain minute sections of time. Yeah. What the fuck? What the fuck? I think. I don't know. Because I don't think that the glove is doing anything. I think it's just the object. And speaking of which, this moment here with Rob and John. Let's see here. Okay, so this moment here where they're about to be repelled towards the building, right? They just go woof, and like very unnaturally, they like fly up the side of this building, which something seems off. It almost seems like somehow time is being reversed in such a way that they're somehow being repelled towards this building. Like maybe gravity is being reversed as well. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, to be honest with you. But I think that this contraption here, this could maybe I could be totally fucking off, but maybe this could be one of those objects or artifacts or mechanisms that has time-bending properties. So maybe something about this machine is allowing them to, you know, spring forth like that or whatever. Maybe it's reversing, maybe time is reversing right here. But then again, maybe there's this thing, maybe there's another thing like this one connected to the top of the building, and they're just being, I don't know. But that's my best crack. That's my best crack, okay? Which may make a part of the prologue make sense, because in case you don't know, I saw the prologue in theaters, did a whole video about it. I'll include it in the description box. But yeah, yeah. I'm just gonna move on because that, you know what I'm trying to say, and it hurts my fucking head. Okay, this moment here, by the grace of God. Hold on a second. One, two, three. Okay, so when he's shooting the gun, right, and she's like, what's she say? She's like, "You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it." And I was just like, and I know that might not be verbatim, calm down, but she says something like that, and I was like, whoa. Actually, I'm just gonna pull up what she said because I can't remember. I apologize. What the hell did she say? Let me see. How do I? Sorry, 1 second. We are truly doing this in one take. Because if I had to do like a Jeremy Johns style version of this video, you'd be waiting like 3 days or something for my thoughts. What? Sorry, my sincerest apologies. Sorry. Alright, anyways.
And a certain Russian national.
No. Something worse.
I gather you have an interest.
You're either one.
I'm getting to pull the trigger.
Inversion.
I'm getting to pull the trigger. You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it.
Okay, gotcha. So, you're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it, which... My God. Hold on. I'm going to sit you down for like 1 second. Ugh. And then, okay, so this moment here, oh my God, that just blew my mind. That just blew my mind. When you turn on the captions, when he shoots the gun, get the fuck out of here. What? What? You're not shooting the bullet, you're catching it? What? So that scene, I was stuck on that scene because I was like, I'm stumped. But if the gun, or if the bullets, or if this thing, if any of those things, if any of these objects are special, and they have the ability to reverse time in some way, however minute, then things start to kind of not be as confusing. So like, if those bullets unto themselves have time reversal properties, or that gun does, or both, or whatever, then it kind of makes sense why when he pulls the trigger, you know, it gets sucked back or reversed, or scrambling my brain. But that's my best way of making sense of this scene. Another thing about this scene that is really intriguing as well is that you notice that he's wearing the glove when he shoots the gun. And he was wearing the same glove when that object went whoop up into his hands. So, fuck, maybe that's fucking weird. Why do they have to wear the glove? Is it just coincidental? Maybe, fuck, I don't know. And another weird thing, he wasn't fucking wearing this glove in the previous shot. Nolan, you're hurting my head. I don't know if he's trying to. I don't know if the glove. I can't tell if the glove is just meaningless, or they need to use these kind of gloves for. I don't know. I don't know. Again, I'm just doing my best. I have not been looking at any blog sites or anything like that. I've literally just been watching the trailer over and over again, just making my best crack at it, as really, I guess, anyone can do, I suppose. But I really wanted to sleep on it and genuinely think about it. Like, I mean, it sounds random, but I've seen a lot of people run out and talk about the Tenet trailer, and like, you can tell that they didn't even take 5 minutes to think about it. So it's like there's a lot of reactions or reviews that are kind of lackluster to me, because it's like a lot of these people really didn't think deeply about it. But shout out to Jeremy Johns, because he did. So shout out to him. Let's see here. But yeah, that's my best crack, you know. Maybe the reason why there's so many bullets right here is because they have time reversal properties of some kind. And again, maybe this explains that bizarre moment in the prologue that I just don't have a way of understanding. There's a moment with a bullet in the Tenet prologue. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's unmistakable. So yeah, maybe my theory makes sense of that moment. You know, I don't know. Moving on, is there what else do I want to talk about? By the way, I feel like that there's a lot that could be explained from studying this whiteboard. But unfortunately, at the current time, I just can't seem to make heads or tails of it. Sorry, it's from this scene, in case you're confused. Anyway, but yeah, if anyone can give me their best guess as to what the fuck any of that means, I would be really appreciated, because I feel like understanding what's going on there may dramatically help. Or it could just be a bunch of gobbledygook to throw us off. Who knows? But especially this. Where else my finger? All right. But especially this part right here. Maybe this is explaining the inversion a bit, how it works. My fucking head, man. I was up late theorizing and Like me and my cousin literally had like a 50-minute conversation about this because we actually saw the Tenet. We actually saw the prologue in IMAX, in a spherical, in OmniMax, here in Missouri. In fact, intriguingly, you actually get to see little bits of the Tenet prologue. Like this moment here is entirely from, and any other scenes that you see from this environment, this is all from the prologue. The explosion at the end is from the prologue, you know. And what's crazy is, remember in my video when I was talking about how everybody creepily fell asleep, like all these people, like they're sleeping, you know. Yeah, this sequence, you guys just don't know. You guys just don't know. This sequence where you see all these waves of people like falling asleep. When you see this in IMAX on the giant screen, guys, it's... I know you're probably thinking like seeing a crowd of people falling asleep is amazing, but you have to see it in context to the fucking story. It's fucking mind-blowing. Seeing it on the 6-story tall, you know, screen. To think that these images are going to be full screen on like a movie screen that's like 6 stories tall or bigger or whatever the fuck. I'm just like kind of overwhelmed, if I'm being completely honest with you. Like, I remember when I saw the trailer to... I remember when I saw all the trailers to Dunkirk, and as excited as I was like, I feel like something's kind of off. I don't know. But then, what was off is that I wasn't seeing said footage in IMAX. I'm telling you, when I saw Dunkirk in IMAX, I think honestly within the first 5 minutes, I was like, 10 out of 10! You know what I'm saying? Like, I totally misjudged. I mean, granted, I'm not very warm on war movies, so there's that as well, but I'm not a big war movie fan. But man, oh my god, yeah. For anybody that may still be feeling like, why don't I feel that usual Nolan excitement? It's because you are not seeing this footage on an IMAX screen. That's why, baby. Because let me tell you something. Go see this bitch in IMAX. Boy, them panties is gonna be dripping with excitement. Okay? Let me tell you something. Once you see this bitch, once you see the first few minutes in IMAX, you are just gonna be like, oh my god, Nolan has returned. You know what I'm saying? But alright, what else is there? And that prologue, I mean, I did a whole video on it, but total mindfuck. What else would I like to say? By the way, I'm just going to be totally transparent with you. This sequence right here, no idea. I have no idea what's happening. I don't know what that's for. I don't know what the fuck is supposed to be in there. You know, is it a fucking elevator? Is the fucking Batmobile in there? I don't know. I don't know. Let me know what you think is going on in that sequence, because I haven't got the slightest fucking idea. Maybe that is part of how this time inversion thing works. Like, that's the thing that gets me. Like, how does... Okay, so there's time inversion going on. Okay, but how? How's this happening? Very bizarre. Very mind-fucking, I should say. It's so weird. Like, there's time travel like things going on, but like there's actually no time traveling. Well, fucking around with time, but there's no time traveling. That unto itself is just incredibly impressive. I thought Octavia Butler with Kindred, you know, a time travel story without a time machine. When I was a kid, I thought that was fucking so revelatory. I was like, oh my god, you know. That was like my memento as a young lad, you know. Now fucking Nolan's like, hey, we got a movie where we're fucking with time, but guess what? Fuck not having a time machine. We're not even doing time travel. Fucking Nolan. I love him. He's always going to He's always going the extra mile to just mindfuck you. Let me see. Okay, so this moment right here, right? The famous, they're driving this car is driving forwards in time, and everything else is actually moving normally forwards in time, except for this car. This car is being rewinded in fast forwarded time. What the fuck? I might actually have to like break down this whole scene at another time, because there's that moment I would love to just spend a whole video just geeking out about. You'll see why in the future when we get to that video. But by the way, so Kenneth Branagh, sorry if I'm fucking up how to pronounce his name, but is he in this car? Was he in this car? Is that why it rewinded? Is the reason why when we get to this shot right here, okay, when we get to this shot where they are looking at that car being rewinded, and he's astonished, he's like shocked, he's like, what the fuck? How did that happen? That's been throwing me off. Why is he reacting like that? But if in that car is perhaps Kenneth Branagh, who seems to be our main villain, if he's in that car, and furthermore, let's take it a step further. What if inside that car was one of those artifacts, one of those objects I was talking about that has time reversal properties? What if they cause that car to flip? They think they just took down our villain. All of a sudden, to his fucking shock, the car rewrites itself. And we realize it's because he's got some object in the car that he could just, oh, you guys thought you crashed my car? Watch this fucking bitch. And then all of a sudden his car like rewinds itself, Maybe that's why we see moments like this. Right? Right? Because that's him. That's Kenneth. That's him. Right? Maybe. But that's my best guess, But either way, at the very least, I think that there was, one of those artifacts inside the car. It's the only way I can make sense of it. Because why else make only the car reverse, unless, like, people's consciousness are reversing time, which I don't think that's happening, so... But and by the way, what is going on with the mask? There's many moments where characters are wearing a mask. What's it for? Why? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. What the fuck was happening in that sequence? I don't fucking know. This female character, why do they keep showing her so much? What the hell is her significance? Have no fucking idea. No idea. Can't wait to find out, but no idea. Another mind-fucking thing that's just mind-fucking me is that a lot of people think that this is a car chase sequence, but they think that it's a car chase sequence happening in reverse. What? Just tying my brain into a knot. It's also weird if you notice that, like, when time reverses, it only seems to be reversing about, like, a few minutes, Like a half hour or something. Like, it doesn't appear like time is reversing, like, 3 days back or, like, 18 years back, Weird. Super weird. I've also been trying to think of, like time inversion. Like, how could you use that to start World War III? I mean, well, if you got objects that can... rewind certain aspects of time, it could certainly be a problem. I have this weird theory that maybe you could use this bizarre technology to make certain people, like, literally vanish from reality, perhaps. Maybe you could make a vehicle or, like, a building vanish from time. Maybe. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. This is very confusing. Very confusing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you could use this to your. I don't know. It's so confusing. Like this part. Like what? What? So our main villain, he can communicate with the future? What the fuck does that mean? Huh? What? What does that mean? Huh? He can communicate with the future? What? I don't know what that means. Like was he able to reverse something from the future back to our present time? I don't know. I don't know what that means. He can communicate with the future. You know what? Fuck it. I'll be honest with you. That one's got me stumped as well. I'm not sure. I can't make heads or tails. But what do you think this moment means? He can communicate with the future. Someone let me know. I don't know what the fuck that means. Is he communicating with people or with something from the future? Is he communicating with a person from the future? In some strange, arbitrary, mind-fucky ways? I don't know. Fuck it, we're moving on. Because I don't know. What is the significance of the mask? I don't know. I know that I believe it's Robert standing here. And we finally get a good glimpse of what the fuck he's staring at, which was supposed to be right there. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. So this is what he's looking at. Whatever the fuck that means. This seems to be some kind of body of water. Seems to be some kind of cityscape in the background. Looks like we're on some kind of shipping dock or something. I don't know. Again, I'm just doing my best. I'm giving y'all my best guesses, okay? Shit. I'm doing my best. I'm trying. Is there anything else? Well, this sequence just looks not really. Don't know what the fuck is happening, but this whole sequence just looks like it's just going to be completely and utterly out of control in IMAX. Like I'm literally just gonna be pissing myself watching this movie. It's just gonna mind fuck me so hard. Fuck me. What else? Oh my god. Okay, this sequence right here. This is when my brain was just like popping like popcorn. The way that like our main villain is running and how everything else is, including him, everything else is moving forwards in time, but just this one section right here is reversing in time. Dog. What? How? What? What? Was it how? What? I'm moving on. I don't know what that means. I'm so confused. How's that happening? So confused. Oh. So this brings us, I think I talked about just about everything, I think. Well, one other thing, did he actually die? Did he actually die and was rewinded back to life? And if that happens, did he ever die? Moving on from that. So, a few things. There's one last thing. And this one I can tell some people are going to be up in arms about, but...
Just to love that effect.
No, this is, this summer,
I hope so.
So I got a conspiracy theory. Check this out.
I hope so.
Awesome. All right, John David Washington, thanks for joining us. Thanks again to John David Washington, and before I go, there is one final surprise. This summer, we will be screening an iconic Christopher Nolan full-length feature film right here on the big screen.
Why would they do that? Seems no reason to. It's kind of strange, right? He also referred to it as a surprise, right? He also referred to it as an iconic Christopher Nolan film. And you notice that intriguingly, he did not say the name of that film. Right? You know what I think that film is? I have a conspiracy theory. And while not original, nevertheless, I think, that's right. I think, and I could be wrong, and more than likely I am. So I'm not, but I think, what if that film that guy was talking about was Inception? What if the reason why they are doing this, let's just say, what if it is Inception? And what if the reason why it was Inception, and the reason why he didn't want to tell us, is because what if this movie is a sequel, or it takes place in the universe of fucking, what if Tenet takes place in the universe of Inception? What if it's a sequel to Inception? Flat out. Have you begun to notice how everybody has been like, man, this is weirdly similar to Inception? You notice out of all the films that Christopher Nolan has made, is it not interesting that Tenet is so bizarrely similar to Inception in the way it looks, you know? Like, take this moment right here, okay? You remember people wearing similar things like this in Inception, right? They had like similar shit like that, right? Or, let me see, where is... Like, look at this. Come on. You cannot tell me that this doesn't look like something straight. Like, think about the what they're wearing, the color palette, the cinematography. You cannot tell me this does not look like something straight out of Inception, okay? Or this image here. You can't tell me that doesn't... Again, the color, the lighting. This looks like something just out of Inception, okay? The briefcases we keep saying, gas masks. Guys, or this moment here, where with all these people asleep. I mean, again, I could be wrong, but I am telling you, I am almost convinced that this takes place in the universe of Inception. Also, there was a bizarre moment where John David Washington, he said something really strange. Let's see if I can find it.
I used to build my own because of the set pieces and where we are so detailed and specific to the story that we're trying to tell. You know, and when you watch the trailer, I highly recommend watching it again and again. You get more answers, you know?
Oh, I just said that in this film.
To the story that we're trying to tell. Yeah, we had some cameras out there and we filmed it. International.
So
this is where he's about to take.
Oh, I think I found it. Hold on.
Seems like, you know, we're familiar with his films, we obviously know his films, but this seems like something different. It seems like this is where he's about to take us for the next 10 to 15 years of filmmaking.
The scale.
What if the reason why John Washington said that, because he also said something like, you know, these fighting styles, you know, like this is something that, you know, we're going to see continue for the next few years. Like, what if the reason why he made those kind of statements is because after Tenet, there's going to be like a Tenet/Inception sequel. I'm just telling you, I could be totally off base. I could be totally wrong. But I'm telling you, you know, it's going to be so hard to top Tenet in terms of like scope, ambition, scale. But it would be easy to top the film if, you know, maybe the next film is some kind of Tenet Inception hybrid sequel. So, yeah. You know, yeah. And I think that officially concludes my thoughts on the new trailer to Tenet. I don't know if I mispronounced the word a few times. Don't care. I think that pretty much sums up all my thoughts about this shit. Oh my god, I just think this movie is just going to be so much more than what we're anticipating. It could potentially be one of the longest Nolan films ever, right? Like I highly doubt now's the time to make a really. Now is not the time to make a movie like this short. So this could be like his longest film. I'm anticipating this to have the most IMAX footage ever, which, you know, that unto itself is just extraordinary. So I think Dunkirk had like 50-ish minutes of IMAX footage or something like that. So I'm just overwhelmed if I'm being honest with you. This is like, you know, granted, it's said back to theaters, you know, like this is coming to theaters. And in the description box, it does say, you know, July 17th. That's what they're aiming for. And while something could go wrong, but as it currently stands, they're currently locked into that date. And that means that movie theaters will live on, you know? And yes, things could always go wrong, and, you know, of course, but as it currently stands, movie theaters are coming back, baby. Nolan is bringing back theaters, literally. Christopher Nolan is literally saving cinema, okay? Like, you know, I know a lot of you want to say virus this, virus that, but honestly, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for the most positive outcome, and I truly hope that I'm sitting my black ass in the IMAX theater come July. So yeah, the trailer clearly was like a 20 out of 10. I'm shaken. I'm shaken and stirred. But I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I hope you appreciate this deep dive. What are your theories on the film? For all the theories or predictions I got wrong, I apologize. But to be fair, I don't think anybody has exactly a firm idea on what the fuck's going on. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below. Peace.